Hello, Central families and friends. For this Monday evening, during this first week of Advent, I want to read a passage in John 1 and share a few reflections with you. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to bear witness about the light, that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but came to bear witness about the light. The true light, which gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. But to all who did receive him, who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among us. And we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. I heard about an article published a while back in Atlantic Monthly that was titled, "Is Google Making Us Stupid?" They spelled stupid, S-T-O-O-P-I-D, with the little O's like Google. The writer mentions growing up loving to read. And then he says this: over the past few years, I've had an uncomfortable sense that someone or something has been tinkering with my brain, remapping the neural circuitry, reprogramming the memory. My mind isn't going, so far as I can tell, but it's changing. I'm not thinking the way I used to think. I can feel it most strongly when I'm reading, immersing myself in a book or a lengthy article, which used to be easy. My mind would get caught up in the narrative or the turns of the argument, and I'd spend hours strolling through long stretches. That's rarely the case anymore. Now my concentration often starts to drift after 2 to 3 pages. I feel as if I'm always dragging my wayward brain back to the text. The deep reading that used to come naturally has become a struggle. My mind now expects to take in information the way the net distributes it, in a swiftly moving stream of particles. Once I was a scuba diver in the sea of words. Now I zip along the surface like a guy on a jet ski. We can often read the Bible this way, zipping along like someone on a jet ski, but I want to encourage us to take time during this Advent and Christmastide to wonder at the fact that God becomes man. That is a big deal in the scriptures and for our faith. Philip Yancey writes, could it be true, this Bethlehem story of a creator descending to be born on one small planet? If so, it is a story like no other. Little wonder a choir of angels broke out in spontaneous song, disturbing not only a few shepherds, but the entire universe. Jesus became flesh so that you and I can become children of God. Even though we reject him, we rebel against him, we are his enemies, Christ the light came, lived a perfect life, and died for sinful, broken people like you and me who walk in darkness, and for a sinful, broken, dark world. As I shared in yesterday's sermon, a pastor friend of mine marvels God came up with a way to end our confusion and oppression without ending you or me. Take time, friends, to wonder at this truth. Pastor Kent Hughes writes, our spiritual growth is inextricably bound up with the size of our vision of Jesus. He goes on to say that this is something like Lucy Pevensy's experience with the lion Aslan in C.S. Lewis's Chronicles of Narnia, as she gazed into his large, wise face. Welcome, child, said Aslan. Aslan, said Lucy, you're bigger. That's because you are older, little one, answered he. Not because you are, she questioned. I am not, he said, but every year you grow, you will find me bigger. Take time this Advent and Christmastide to gaze upon Jesus, to find him bigger and his love more amazing. As I said yesterday, this Advent, wonder at the fact that, as a dear friend of mine says, God came to our rescue in Jesus Christ. If you only look at your circumstances or read the news, you are going to lose heart. That's why we look at Jesus, especially during Advent and Christmastide. We read his promises over and over, reminding each other that he's going to come and put an end to this. And in the meantime, may that hope push us out against what's broken. Mild he lays his glory by, born that man no more may die, born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Friends, I hope you have a good evening, and take care and enjoy this blessed Advent season. Good night.